Well, I've just completed the helicopter ride and it's just taking off for its next little adventure. That was absolutely brilliant. So now, because I managed to get a 3-night booking within the park, I'm packing up. I've just packed up and now I'm heading out into the park itself. Well, I don't know how you top that helicopter flight, but I'm now going to go and drive into the park. This is a theory. I have secured a 3-day campsite at the Camp Currawingy thingy, whatever. Anyway, we're going to see what this road's like. Everybody tells me it's really bad and I've got a bad tyre on the front, but hey, you don't know unless you go, so let's give it a go. One thing I need to do, of course, is do my hubs and put it in 4-wheel drive. Message to Nissan. Next time you design a 4-wheel drive, make it constant 4-wheel drive with There we go. What am I doing? I was wondering why it wasn't driving this, because I hadn't put it into gear. Silly me. Too excited after that helicopter ride. 9, Saturday morning, 28. This road has been graded for the first apparently 20 kilometres. So I've just flown over this, as you probably aware now, and we're going to go the 52 kilometres into the visitor centre, and we shall see what the campsites are like. This road looked very smooth from the air, and it is at the moment, but they tell me it gets worse. We're going to find out. This road is called Springs Creek Road. Right now it's pretty good. Whoa. One of those little sharp stones though that worry me a bit. Why it takes a fair bit of time to actually get in here. Now we seem to be getting into the nitty-gritty. It's getting bumpy and it's still being graded, but it's windy. It appears to be getting narrower. Eerie, actually, driving in this particular country. thing about driving in here into the unknown, but which gives me a little bit of comfort, is that the young fellow I was talking to, who was camped next to me last night, is also driving a Nissan Navara, and he's been in twice on this road. So I know the Nissan Navara can make it. But he did say it's pretty rocky. Here's another one from Broome, no doubt. Better put my lights on now, since the traffic is coming this way. Corrugations on this road, he sort of thought they were so sort of packed together of an amplitude where you can't really dance over them. They just shake the living daylights out of your vehicle. You can't go fast nor slow over them. They just seem to be that type of corrugation, and I'm sort of finding the same thing. Sometimes with some of these you can actually go at a speed that is comfortable and you sort of dance over them, but these ones seem to be, well, in many respects I came across areas like this on the Great Central Road doing the Australia's longest shortcut, and there were sections there when I was actually down to walking pace. It was so bad. Here's a Toyota. Speed over those. This is Rocky and Bullwinkle stuff. Ooh. Yeah, baby. That's what I mean. That's why it probably takes 3 hours to get to 56 k's. You wouldn't want to hit that on a dark night. Here's a big steep dip. crests on this road. Whoa, that's a bit of a bouncy one. Look at that view over there though from the ground here. I flew over it, but wow, this is actually very spectacular from the ground. Oh, here's another vehicle, more Victorians. They're all escaping purgatory. Turn to the left. This is fun. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that, folks. Look at that scene. The object of this little exercise, of course, is not how long it takes to get there, but that you actually get there in one piece. Oh, she's struggling to get up that little hill in second gear. I think I'm in second gear. I've turned the air conditioning on. To think that there would be a nice river or a pool or something at the end of this journey, but unfortunately there's not. It's just dust and dirt, and one has to question your sanity. Here comes a vehicle, as to why we actually put ourselves through this. And the answer is because we can, and we're all masochists at heart. Let's challenge ourselves. Now, I might have to walk through this. I haven't seen how high. I mean, those people have gone through, but Well, without a snorkel, and you probably just saw me, you're lucky I walked across there because that's right up to my knees. And on this particular vehicle, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm turning around. It's not worth the risk. I have no snorkel. I'm on my own. If I get stuck in there, nah. I'm off. Sorry. There are times, I think, when discretion is the better part of valour. And I really don't think that I wanted to risk that. That is even deeper than the Pentecost River that I came over in Bob a few years ago. And call me a squib, but if I get stuck here, there's not many people really going to help me out because they're all busy doing their own thing. I think we'll chalk that one up to experience. At least I flew over it. And I would not be the only one who has made that decision, because strangely enough, I heard the people who were taking the next flight to me after we got off mine were saying a similar thing. They said, "Oh, we've heard about this road and water crossings, blah blah. We don't think that we'll do it. We'll think we'll just do the flight." So at least I've attempted it and seen what I'm up against. And you saw, hopefully you saw, when I was wading through that, I was actually looking for the shallowest part, but it was all muddy and I nearly slipped. And of course, where all the tracks go through, it gets deeper and deeper, so it was right up to my knees. And I don't think without a snorkel I should have attempted it. Anyway, that's the justification. And I've just blown 30 bucks on a campsite, but then I don't care. That's cheap. Cheaper than ruining your vehicle. And this would have been a water crossing. You can see that there's mud. It's quite soft. There. Look. There's a car coming behind me, a ute. I could have seen which way he traversed the water crossing. Might have given me a bit more Dutch courage, but I doubt it. Here he goes, let him past. He hasn't got a snorkel. He might be, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overly cautious. I know one thing, not doing that water crossing is going to annoy the shit out of me for a while. But I think I made the right decision for me and this vehicle. But I'll never know. Just Mr. Roo crossing the road. They're all thundering through here, I'll tell you. Here's another one. And they don't have snorkels either. Shit. Maybe I just a squib. I do not like water crossings in any shape or form. Because I said just not that long ago, driving up this road towards that water hole, why do we put ourselves through all this stuff? And I said because we can. But I think sometimes common sense needs to prevail. And I think I need to find within myself a reasoning that I'm now, as I drive back along here, thinking, yes, I made the right decision for me there, and I have to come to terms with it, because although I see all these other people going gung-ho at it, obviously, I'm not in that same frame of mind that a lot of these young people are, and that's my justification. Because as I said to Kay before I left, and virtually on every trip, I do not put myself in positions where risky just for the sake of saying, oh yeah, I did that, because I do look at a lot of people who put videos up on YouTube, and I find that they actually plough through these big water puddles and things to make a big splash, and I'm not that sort of person. So for any of you knockers who may say, oh, you squibbed it, yes, in your mind I did, and I'll probably regret it, thinking, maybe I could have gone through there, but at this particular point in time, I'm saying to myself, no. And the previous set of videos that I did up here 4 months ago, I pulled out of it then because of a lot of other different little issues, and I became quite happy in the sense that what I achieved on that trip was satisfying, and what I've achieved on this trip so far is still satisfying. The fact that I didn't do that particular little water crossing, I will get over, and as I always say, I can always come back. Maybe I might come back with a Toyota, with a snorkel. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just decide to put a snorkel on this whole thing. Maybe I don't even need a snorkel. Maybe I just need to travel in a convoy with other cars, knowing that if I do get into a little bit of bother, they might help me out. My own justification for all of this sort of stuff is I'm now in my 71st year. I'm 70, going to be 71 in January, and I'm actually just knocking some things off my bucket list before I end up in the old people's home. But at least I believe that I'll have all my videos and things to look back on and say, yeah, well, you did it and you lived your life to within the limit to your best ability. And I think that's really what I'm getting out. And I've got a lot of stuff out of this trip. More so, I think, than I got out of the last trip. I must admit, I'm really, really enjoying the places that I'm seeing. Some of these things, of course, I haven't seen before, and that makes it very exciting, because when you see a place for the first time, it always is. When you come back, you get a bit blasé about it. But at least I can say to myself about Purnululu National Park, don't get too blasé about that one, because it's a challenge. And I haven't said that it's beaten me yet. I still have a few years to go. And even if I didn't make it into the park, it's still a beautiful drive, the one that as far as I got anyway. And it's very enjoyable. Let that fella go in front of me, because I just realised this thing had clicked itself out of four-wheel drive. It's either that or I'd knocked it. But I was thinking to myself, why haven't I got a little green display on the dashboard telling me I'm in four-wheel drive? Coming behind me, I might let him go too. They're all in a hurry, these young blokes. Gotta get there quick. I suppose they have jobs to go to. Whatever. Okay, so we're 11 kilometres from the highway now, so I think I get out there and I turn right and I head up towards Purnululu, where I may just be able to get some tyres. And here we are back at the caravan park. Anyway, I'm going to continue on. The Department of Parks and Wildlife can keep the $30 camping fee. Now, I need to do some mathematics now once I get to the entrance to the Bungle Road this way to see how far and where I might end up tonight. I think Purnululu is only 300 k's. Turkey Creek is about 100 and something. Anyway, that was a good experience. I enjoyed it. And I have no regrets. I made the right decision for me. I'm happy with it now. Here's all these people with bonnets up. Why is that? They're putting their tyres up again. Surfacing it or something. Oh, well, that's all good. New highway. Anyway, we're about 48 k's from Warman or Turkey Creek, which is where I aborted my trip the last time, but I think we'll make it to Purnululu this time. And from Purnululu then we will make a decision. Well, hopefully, as part of those roadworks, they're going to make a better bridge instead of this little one-lane one over the Tikalara Creek. Tikalara. Oh yeah, there probably is going to be a new bridge, we would hope. Preparations are in place for the road to go down to the creek. There's a willy, look, little willy on the side of the road. Oh yes, this is a major upgrade. I don't recall this 4 months ago, was it here? I'll have to go back and have a look at the video. This is a big undertaking, this one. Woo! Look at all the pipes and the drainage pipes and culverts. Whoa, yeah, man, there's going to be big drains in there and a bridge. Oh. Main roads must have got some money in the budget. We're just coming up to Frog Hollow Creek, and it's a one-lane bridge again. So I probably have to stop. Or am I going to make it first? I'll let the caravan through. It's been nice to caravan day. More Queenslanders. I'm assuming they're going to replace the bridge or widen the bridge when they get to Frog Hollow Creek, those construction workers. Well, here we are, I'm back in Ormond, and this is the furthest north I got on my last venture 4 months ago or thereabouts. So I'm going to go to the roadhouse, get something to eat and something to drink because I didn't make any coffee this morning, and then we're going to press on to Kununurra. Kununurra is another 200 kilometres further north, and we might bed down in Kununurra if we can get room at the inn. We shall see. Here is the roadhouse. Turkey Creek Motel, self-contained air-conditioned units. I don't need fuel. I'm going to pull over where that black car is that was registered in Halls Creek, and he passed me at 1,000,000 miles an hour. No parking on that side, and here we are, back to where we started 4 months, or ended 4 months ago.